Hey everyone, What If Fan here, bringing you the first part of the new story What If Transmigrated into One Piece and became a Marine. You can find the fanfic title and the original author's name on my Patreon page. Make sure to check it out and show them some love. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Also check out my Patreon channel for early releases of all the series, where you can find all the series released one day ahead of YouTube. Alright, let's jump into it. Chapter 1 Transmigration. Fu*K, Fu*K, Fu*K. Heavens, are you trying to mock me? I am the MC, here. Blaze cursed and roared at the top of his lungs, gaping at the terrifying storm gathering before him. As if answering his curse, a heavy downpour happened, followed by an intense quake of the sea. The tiny wooden boat beneath him starts to sway, harmonizing to the cold wind, nearly tripping him into the sea. No! 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 Drifting in the open sea with no help, Blaze felt despair and hopelessness. It hasn't even been 15 minutes before he transmigrated into this world. Like every regular transmigrant, Blaze inherited the memories of the previous body owner and knew he transmigrated into the world of One Piece. It's only been a few minutes, but he had already encountered such a violent storm. Why? Why do I have to transmigrate into someone who was stranded in the middle of the ocean? The previous, 15-year-old body owner was a captured, chore boy working under an infamous pirate group. He fled the pirate ship using this tiny boat when the pirate crew clashed with Marines. The funny thing is, the previous body owner didn't even know how to navigate. Ridden by the wind, he escaped the pirates but fallen into a more dangerous situation. He was drifting in the sea for nearly 3 days and survived till yesterday thanks to the little rations he had in him, but it was long used up. Soon fear and anxiety took over him, drifting in the desolate sea with no hope of survival. The previous body owner long lost his will to live. He died without himself knowing and let Blaze, who died under Truckkuin, take over his body. Suddenly, an enormous wave rose, pulling Blaze's small wooden boat along with him, and soon, he was thrown in the sky along with his boat. His weak hands firmly gripped the boat without losing it. The boat is his last straw. If he loses it, then he will surely die, either eaten by some monstrous creatures of the sea or by the sea itself. Crash! The boat heavily landed on the sea, but cracks already began to form all over it. Before Blaze could breathe, another huge wave rose behind him, eclipsing the stormy sky. I am dead. The huge wave descended, crushing the wooden boat and Blaze with its massive size and force. Blaze regained his consciousness with disturbing noise around him, and the aroma of heavy earthy wine assaulted his nose. With a slight twitch, he opened his eyes with much difficulty while experiencing intense pain in his head. The first thing he noticed is his shackled hands. It was tightly bound by a rope behind his back. Scrutinizing his surroundings, Blaze began to doubt life. Even though he survived that terrifying storm, he felt no joy. He was captured by the same pirate crew he escaped from, Red Scraff pirates. The previous body owner's situation is similar to Kobe's, forced to work without any wages or whatsoever. He felt no one in the world can have luck as worse as him. It should be an inborn gift the previous owner of the body born with. He had been under their clutches for nearly 6 months. They killed his father and mother before capturing and making him their slave. At first, the previous owner wanted to escape and increase his strength before avenging his dead parents. But as days passed, he lost his fighting spirit under their daily beating and will to survive. What a pitiful boy. Oh. You have woken up. Why didn't you say so sooner? A playful voice reached his ear, rousing him from the trance. Turning his head, Blaze saw a brawny man with a straight, thin mustache drunkenly walking towards him. He remembered the face from the previous owner's memory, vice captain of the Red Scraff pirates, Barb. Before he could say anything, the man threw a powerful kick with his right leg and sent him rolling over. Blaze's body hit the ship's mainmast, sprouting a mouthful of blood. He couldn't breathe, his face turned red while his body convulsed in pain. Blaze felt the same feeling from the kick, like when he was rammed by the Truckkuin. Barb wasn't a normal human. Even ordinary Marines can't withstand a single blow from him. After all, he has a bounty of 22 million belly. Even though he didn't use 5% of his strength in the kick, it isn't something Blaze can handle. What kind of transmigration is this? I want to file a complaint. Blaze mentally cursed, enduring the pain brought by the kick. Ha, Barb, are you showing mercy since he's a kid? Look, he isn't even screaming in pain. A pirate commented, gulping wine from the bottle. Only then Blaze noticed he was in a deck, surrounded by 30 or so pirates. All of them exuded a cruel aura, wicked and corrupt. They are the type of people who would show no compassion when taking lives. The only common trait among them was the red scarf tied around their left arms. Hearing his comment, all the pirates in the ship laughed without any restraint, embarrassing Barb a little. Blaze's face sank further, he cursed, bastards. As he expected, he was once again kicked by Barb in the same spot, his stomach. But as before, Blaze didn't utter any cry, enduring in silence. His action surprised Barb further, as he knows the amount of strength he used in the kick. Little runt, how dare you to escape from us? Barb was enraged a little. Just as he was about to continue beating Blaze, a voice trailed over from the distance. Barb, if you injure him too much we can't sell him for a good price. Hearing his voice, the entire deck turned silent for a moment before becoming noisy again. Blaze saw a 6 feet 5 inches tall man in his 30s coming out from the captain's cabin. Of course, Belize recognizes him, captain of the Red Scarf Pirates, Dird. "Okay, Captain." Barb nodded his head and joined his fellow crewmates to enjoy their victory of destroying a rival pirate crew and acquiring their treasures. Dird looked at Blaze without a sense of pity or compassion. A slave's existence is to listen to master's orders. Ever since you resisted, you lost your purpose. We will reach our next destination in a few days. I want you to be in a perfect state. I will kill you the next second if any buyer fails to buy you, so do your best. Saying this, Dird turned around and stated, give him good food for the next few days, but don't let him slack off in his works. Blaze didn't say anything from start till end. He lay in the same place without any word. He knew his coming days won't be peaceful. It's better to recover his body to a peak state before Dird sells him. Closing his eyes, he soon drifted to sleep as he was pretty much exhausted to zero and heavily injured. Chapter 2 Gift Pack. Blaze woke up at warm morning sunlight falling on his face. The air was fresh and the weather is pleasant. Cloudless blue sky stretched as far as his eyes could see. Though he just woke up, he couldn't shrug off the uncomfortable feeling welling up in his stomach, a sickening sensation. Sailing in a ship over the sea made him a little nauseous as it was his first time. The previous body owner is used to it, but he was not. It took him a few minutes for his mind and body to adapt to sea travel. Aside from seasickness, he felt an agonizing pain in his belly as if he was bleeding internally. It should be caused by that bastard Barb's kick. His second kick was really vicious. He wasn't alone in the deck, but no one bothered him. Shutting his eyes, Blaze checked the gift pack that he transmigrated with. He had no time and wasn't in a situation to check it yesterday. The gift pack is the reason why he endured everything. If not, he would have already retaliated and let Barb directly kill him. In his current state, even if he was a genius, he can't survive in this world without any backing or support. Not anytime soon. After all, he was just a slave with little to no strength. But with gift pack, it's entirely different. He just had to wait for the right opportunity, then no one can stop him from ascending to the peak of this world. Stifling his zeal, he observed the gift pack in his mind. It was a square box wrapped in colorful and decorative paper with a golden ribbon lacing it. Wasting no time, he let the gift pack open with his thought. The decorative packaging came undone by itself and the box opened on its own. Inside the box lay 3 items, a black cube with blue linings connecting to form a strange symbol, a vial with red liquid, and a devil fruit. The black cube suddenly turned into multicolored filaments and entered his brain. Soon, a transparent interface materialized before him. Gift pack opened. 1. Support system. 2. Bloodline vial. 3. Devil fruit. 4. Note, I hope you like the gift pack, from an anonymous god. Blaze was stunned for a moment before coming back to his senses. Sure enough. How could someone transmigrate without a cheat? Ha ha ha. Right now, his mental state transcended the words happy and excited. Words can't express his raging emotions. Suppressing his excitement, Blaze touched the bloodline vial. Soon rows of information appeared in the interface, stunning him once again. Refined Senju bloodline, produced from the bloodline essence of Azura Otsutsuki. Taste it, and you will possess the bloodline of Senju. Note, this world doesn't have any chakra. So, none of the skills related to chakra can be achieved in this world. It's what I am talking about. Blaze knew very well how powerful a Senju can be. Immense physical strength, powerful regenerative abilities, even lost limbs can be recovered, strong life force, stamina, and so on. Resisting the urge to swallow the vial with all his willpower, he switched his attention to the last item. Soon, a new row of information emerged before him. Modified Devil Fruit, Ama Ama Nomi, Sunday through Sunday Fruit. Description: it's a special paramecia that allows the user to draw strength from the sun and also grants them the ability to manipulate the energies of the sun. This devil fruit is modified and the inherent weakness is minimized as much as possible. Fall in the sea, you will lose the effect of your devil fruit, but you can still swim. Handcuff with the sea stone, you will lose the power of your devil fruit, but it won't weaken your strength or haki. Warning, this devil fruit should only be consumed after the constitution attribute caps 5 bar point. Otherwise, you will burn to ashes. As soon as he finished reading the information, the gift box disappeared along with the vial and devil fruit on its own, and a new row of information flashed in the interface. Initializing support system, loading. The support system has been successfully initialized. System introduction: like its name, the support system's sole objective is to assist the host to achieve his dream. The system has no consciousness, so you can't interact with it. Name: Blaze Hunt. Race: ordinary human. Constitution: 0.6, average of strength and speed. Devil fruit: none. Haki: none. Items: bloodline vial and devil fruit. Tasks: currently none. Note, here all the attributes are relevant to One Piece world. An ordinary civilian would have an attribute of 1 and the strongest being 100. Your attributes aren't limited to the number 100. You can even go beyond that. A word from the anonymous god: anything related to the gift pack can't be shared or told to others. Otherwise, you will face the consequence. Closing the interface, Blaze opened his eyes only to meet with Barb's cold brown eyes which matched with his hair. What are you daydreaming about right after sleep? Here, eat your fill, and wipe the entire ship. If I see any dirt, I will make you lick it clean. Barb left, leaving behind the half plate of meat and indifferent words. As soon as he left, Blaze looked around him and noticed apart from 2 pirates who were busy watching the sea for any threats, the others went to have their breakfast. Interface: Blaze thought, and it appeared. He clicked on the bloodline vial and a small vial magically appeared in his hands. Opening the lid, Blaze emptied the contents into his mouth, which had neither taste nor smell. As soon as he did so, he felt a burning sensation rising in his body. It was bearable. The burning sensation soon turned itch, followed by warm currents coursing through every part of his body. His constitution starts to change from the cellular level. He knew it will be a long time process, so Blaze didn't dwell on it and soon began to greedily devour the meat slices that disappeared into his stomach in a few bites. Letting out a small burp, Blaze began to mop the ship. While his hands cleaned the floor, his consciousness assimilated the memory he inherited from the previous body owner and arranged it in an orderly manner. Within a few minutes, he learned everything he wanted to know. He's currently in North Blue, which is currently ruled by the Germa Kingdom. And the current timeline is 1509 in the Great Age of Pirates. Only 3 months have passed since the start of this year. Without a doubt, Blaze was excited thinking of all the legendary characters he saw in the anime and manga. He desires to meet all the characters and have a good fight with them. Especially Whitebeard, Kaido, Dragon, and so on. A strong feeling rose from his heart. Without his awareness, a strong fighting intent surged out of his body, but it was soon suppressed by his thoughts before it was noticed by Dirt and others. If I can fight with them, no, thinking so far is useless. If I want to achieve all that, I have to escape from my current predicament and increase my strength. Chapter 3 Auctioned. In the next few days, Blaze's skinny body gained little weight and his pale skin regained some color. It wasn't due to the good food provided by the Red Scraff pirates but because of his new Senju constitution. Unlike his previous weak self, he now felt invigorated and could feel the mysterious power coursing beneath his skin. His previous constitution attribute changed from 0.6 to 0.9. He understood the Senju bloodline didn't increase his strength but it provided him an opportunity to enhance his physical trait. Many characters in One Piece world possess an abnormal physique which promotes their strength, speed, and healing abilities to another level. With his Senju constitution, he can stand on par with them by proper training and practice. Now he can't be said as a normal human too. As for sun fruit, he can't eat it yet. He has to wait for his constitution attribute to reach 5. It won't be any time soon considering his present situation. He can't confirm the extent of Sunday through Sunday fruit abilities without eating it. The system also didn't provide him with any detailed description of this devil fruit, but it couldn't stop his imagination from running wild. Though there's no weak devil fruit, compared to tremor fruit, magma fruit, and other powerful devil fruits, he doesn't know how strong his devil fruit is. Strangely, the support system didn't give him any tasks in the last few days. As if it is waiting for something. Next day. The pirate ship of Red Scraff pirates docked at the island called Little Cage, located somewhere in the North Blue. This island has quite an infamous reputation and it's a resting place for many pirates, criminals, and other ill-famed people. The entire North Blue is ruled by the Vinsmoke family. Likewise, this Little Cage island is also under the German Empire. Furthermore, this island has quite a few slave trading markets. Dirt and Barb directly led Blaze and other 20-some chained slaves captured from various villages and islands off the ship. Outside the ship, a wealthy merchant welcomed them dressed in rich attire, adorned in gold chains and bracelets. He was surrounded by a few bodyguards whose presence and strength is no less than Dirt and Barb. Dirt, long time no see. It looks like you have a lot of goods this time. Good. The middle-aged smiled, while a few of his gold teeth gleamed in the sunlight. Not sparing a glance at male slaves, he directly checked the few female ones who were crying with their heads lowered. He touched them all around lewdly, showing no sympathy. He even tore some of their dresses to check the body shape. Before such an atrocious display, Blaze's heart throbbed a little, but he can't do anything with his meager strength. It's only been a few days since he came to One Piece world. This type of inhuman display is intolerable to him who is from modern Earth. Even though such things are present in the modern world too, he hadn't witnessed anything in person. But now, beholding everything in person, his heart turned cold. It reminds him of the fact that he transmigrated to a world where pirates run amok, where murder and slaughter happen every second. Here, human lives are the least valuable, and justice is nothing but a tool to others. Clenching his fist, Blaze took a deep breath and remained silent. My priority is improving the strength. Now's not the time to do something foolish. What do you think, Sir Steven? Good. They can fetch for a good price. Let's go, we can't be late for the auction. The middle-aged merchant Steven grinned and waved his hand. Along with the other slaves, Blaze was dragged by his bodyguards for a few minutes and transferred to what seems like a warehouse where many other slaves were held in chains. No one resisted and they don't dare to. Soon, a few people came by and attached a bomb collar around all of the slave necks. As soon as Blaze saw the collar, he knew he was going to be auctioned off. Shortly after, all of the slaves were auctioned and sold to buyers. The females fetched for a good price while males sold for a little less. As for Blaze, he was purchased by a rough-looking middle-aged man who seemed to be in his 40s. He looked intimidating with a large scar below his right cheek. 200,000 belly, that's the current worth of Belize. In fact, this amount is considered little in the field of slave trading. It was a basic price. It was only because Blaze was young, otherwise, no one would have bought him even if the price is lower. Glancing at Dirt and Barb who were counting money alongside Steven, Blaze understood. It looks like they have a cooperative relationship. I may be weak today but I won't always be. There will come a day, I will personally annihilate the Red Scarf pirates myself. A cold light flashed in his eyes, but it was noticed by the man who purchased him. The man suddenly patted Blaze's shoulder, drawing his attention. "Are they the ones who auctioned you?" the man asked. "Yes," Blaze answered without hiding. "Do you want to kill them?" he asked. This time Blaze didn't answer. He wasn't afraid of replying yes, but he doesn't want to invite unnecessary trouble as he couldn't discern the man's personality. The man smiled and didn't question any further. He brought Blaze to a rundown wooden house located in the remote part of the island. It was situated on the other side of the island shore with little to no humans. Blaze too didn't spot anyone on the way. "My name is Phyrus, a former bounty hunter and now a merchant. I invested 200,000 belly in you, so I expect a return. If you bring me 1 million belly, I will free the collar on your neck. You can trust me on this. Although I am greedy for money, I honor my word," Phyrus calmly declared. Blaze looked at Phyrus, waiting for him to continue. He knew it's impossible for him to amass that much belly in a short time. "I know an easy way, want to hear?" Phyrus continued while Blaze thought, "Here it comes. Tell me." Lot of underground street fights happen in the little cage island. If you win a fight, you can earn 10,000 belly, 100,000 belly in a single challenge. I will teach you how to fight, you bring me money. It's a win-win situation for both of us. Do I look like someone who can win a fight? Blaze asked. The current you can't, but with my guidance and training, you can win against normal challengers. Furthermore, I won't mistake the fire burning in your eyes. I can see it, your desire to become strong. Blaze shrugged and asked, instead of doing all this, can't you participate yourself? It's easier that way. It won't work that way. My name and reputation had spread far and wide, no one will accept my challenge. Good. I agree with your proposal. Blaze agreed. Both of them knew they are using each other, but they have no qualms. Chapter 4: Street Fight. A month passed. Blaze trained well without wasting any time. Apart from teaching some fighting techniques, Phyrus didn't meddle with how he trains and what he does in his free time. Occasionally, Phyrus would bring him to watch street fights from time to time so that he can familiarize himself with the street rules and see how others fight. Now, Blaze has a general idea of what type of people engage in street fights: small-time pirates, bandits, criminals, and others who want to earn some belly in their free time. With his current strength and combat skills he learned from Phyrus, he can fight some low-level challengers. His strength, speed, and constitution have undergone a massive change during this 1 month. Even though there's no massive difference in his build, his fist now carried unbelievable power. Ending his daily training, Blaze called the system interface which displayed his current attributes. Name: Blaze Hunt. Constitution: 2.2 Senju Bloodline. Devil Fruit: none. Hockey: none. Items in storage: Devil Fruit. Tasks: currently none. Now he has a strength twice that of a normal human in one piece. In the first few days of his training, his attributes increased gradually, but then they began to slow down. The higher the attribute, the harder it is to increase them. Blaze understood this concept well. But till now, the support system didn't provide him with any task. He couldn't find the reason. It should be related to his strength being insufficient or something. Combined with his Senju bloodline, he has no problem fighting ordinary pirates, but against pirates like Barb and Dirt who have a bounty of few millions, he will be beaten black and blue. From tomorrow, Blaze plans on joining the underground street fights. He knew it's a little early, but he had to do it. Next day, Blaze traveled to an underground street fighting area that resides in the western part of the town. Phyrus didn't come along with him, as he knows if others come to know Blaze is trained by him it would only attract trouble. The street fight area is situated in a remote street. The entire street is crowded with pirates, gamblers, and small-time merchants while the smell of wine permeated the area. There were curses, swears, shouts, and cheers. All the buildings in the street were also occupied by pirates and shady peoples. Commoners call this street a gambler's den, a fitting name. Notifying the person responsible for the street fights, Blaze waited for his turn. The fights are fixedly randomly here, so he has no idea who he will be facing. The amount he earns is directly related to the bet placed by the onlookers and himself. He doesn't have any money, but Fyrus will place the bet in his stead. The agreed amount is 10,000 belly since it's his first fight. Neither of them plans on taking any risk. His turn came after waiting an hour. His opponent is a lanky man with a wicked face. Blaze observed his opponent with a solemn look while the other party also did the same. A newbie, huh? Kakaka, my luck is good today. I am placing 50,000 belly on myself. His opponent laughed and relaxed his vigilance. Blaze clutched his sweating hands and entered the large ring formed by people. Naturally, he is a little nervous, it's his first fight after all. Apart from weapon prohibition, street fights don't have a lot of rules. Even killing the opponent is nothing but an everyday occurrence. Fyrus watched Blaze from distance, enjoying his cigar. In fact, he was shocked by Blaze's rate of progress and how he mastered all the combat skills he taught him. He couldn't relate to how such a monster of a kid was caught by pirates. He was sure if the latter didn't die prematurely, he will one day shock the world. If not for Blaze's lack of experience, only a few can defeat him in underground street fights. Fyrus was sure of this fact, it's just he didn't inform the latter. Seeing he was a newbie, the surrounding pirates placed their bet on the lanky man without any further thought. Crafty dog, crush the newbie. I am placing my entire savings on you. The newbie kid is dead. Crafty dog has a bounty of 120,000 belly. I bet he can't even survive a punch. I bet he will survive. Craft dog, kill him in a single move, I will give you half my earning. All sorts of shouts could be heard from the encircling spectators. Crafty dog laughed and rushed at Blaze without any alertness. He was sure he can overwhelm his opponent, who's nothing but a kid. Closing his opponent, he threw a punch that overflows with strength, aiming at Bailey's head, planning on crushing it in a single blow. What nobody expected is Blaze easily dodging the move by tilting his head. Even Blaze himself was astonished. How can his punch be so slow? Is he trying to play me? What? Crafty dog was shocked a little, but it didn't stop him from trying again. Once again, Blaze easily evaded the crafty dog's sweeping kick. He isn't a fool, he understood. His opponent is weak, but he's stronger. The fact itself surprised him a little as he heard about Crafty Dog before and seen his fights. Evading his opponent's another punch, Blaze clenched his right fist and delivered a clean uppercut without holding his strength. The strike broke Crafty Dog's front teeth and knocked his opponent unconscious to the ground. Oh! The entire noisy street suddenly became deadly quiet. None of them expected this outcome. What the fuck? How could Crafty Dog lose in a single hit? It's set up. I want my money back. The gamblers began to curse and circled the person responsible for arranging the match. A single blow from me took him out. Blaze looked at his fist and found it hard to believe. At that moment he knew, he's no longer the same young man who was sold as a slave. As a die-hard fan of Whitebeard and Garp, his dream isn't about obtaining One Piece or becoming Pirate King but to become the strongest man in the world. Gripping his fist, it's not enough to face the big shots of this world. But a 1,000-mile journey begins with a single step. I have taken the first step, now I need to persevere and survive in this cruel world. One day, I will eventually stand at the top of this world. Ignoring the gambler's glare and yells, Blaze collected the belly he won and left the street fight area. He then walked towards the wooden hut. After exiting the town and walking for a few minutes, he saw Fyrus standing there leaning against a tree biting the apple in his hand. Unmistakably, he was waiting for Blaze. You fought well. Here. Fyrus commented and tossed a fresh apple at him. Grabbing the fruit, Blaze asked, how much did you earn? 100,000 belly. Fyrus' answer startled him a little. Didn't we agree for 10,000? Why did you risk 50,000? What if I had lost the challenge? I know you won't lose. I didn't know you had so much trust in me, Blaze chuckled, taking a bite.
Chapter 5: Leaving Little Cage Island. Another 3 months flew by. Blaze's appearance underwent a massive transformation in these few months thanks to his Senju bloodline. His height reached 5 feet 8 inches, his body began to show signs of an athletic figure with toned muscles, while his raven black hair reached his neck. Wearing a sleeveless gray shirt and white trousers, Blaze practiced and experimented with his dagger skills taught by Pyrus. His previous immature and childish look had long disappeared from his face. He looked neither tough nor cold type of guy, but his nonchalant gaze is capable of keeping others at bay as if he isn't your normal human. His hands skillfully danced with the dagger, exhibiting a thread-like trail in the air. A single swing from his dagger can easily take a life without much difficulty. His strength underwent a huge transformation in these 3 months, and the Senju bloodline also perfectly integrated within him. With a thought, the system interface appeared before him. Name: Blaze Hunt. Constitution: 4.8, Strength: 4.8, Speed: 4.7. Devil Fruit: none. Hockey: none. Items in storage: Sun Fruit. Tasks: currently none. His Constitution attribute reached 4.8, just a little away from breaking through the 5-bar limit. Then, he can eat his Devil Fruit. The problem is, his steady improvement recently declined as if he reached a bottleneck. It's also the reason why his Constitution attribute stopped raising in recent days. It should be some kind of body limit, but Blaze doesn't know how to get past it. Despite that, with his current physical strength and skills, he can easily defeat pirates with a bounty below 20 million belly. If he used his trump card, he can fare against some pirates having a bounty of around 30 million. Captain of the Red Scarf Pirates, Dird, has a bounty of 28 million belly. He wasn't one to be taken lightly, he has quite a notorious reputation in North Blue. Combined with his crew strength and indirect support of Germa Kingdom, only a few dare to mess with them. If Blaze wants to defeat them, he needs a proper plan. Only by revealing all his trump cards, he can hope to defeat them. He already paid 1 million belly to Pyrus a few days back. The latter also kept his promise and removed the exploding collar. The only reason he stays on this island is to find the location of Red Scarf Pirates. He's waiting for news from Pyrus, who agreed to help him in finding the Red Scarf Pirates. He doesn't hold that much hatred against the Red Scarf Pirates, but he inherited the previous owner's resentment along with his memory. So if he doesn't kill them and eliminate the hate, his heart won't be at peace. Just as Blaze was thinking of training his physical body, a small notification sound rang in his ear. He knew it came from the support system. He hurriedly summoned the interface, and as he expected, there was a slight change in the task area. Trial task: Revenge is a dish best served cold. Description: Defeat Red Scarf Pirates and kill Dirt and Barb. Time limit: 20 days. Reward: 1 free attribute point. Blaze was overjoyed. It's the first task assigned by the system. Even though it was just a trial one, the rewards are very good: 1 complete free attribute point. Just as he was pondering how to complete the task within the allotted time frame, he saw Pyrus approaching him from distance. Did you discover their location? Blaze asked soon as the latter arrived. Yes. A few days back, Red Scarf Pirates destroyed a patrolling marine ship, angering a marine captain from the headquarters. The latter is furiously searching for their whereabouts, so they were hiding on a small island called Coca, which is a 2-day trip from here. Are you sure you want to confront them? They are pretty strong, you know. Even I have to use a few tricks to defeat Dirt in one-on-one. Pyrus stated. Yes. Only destroying them I can move forward. Okay then. I know a merchant ship that leaves today evening. They are traveling in the same direction, you can board their ship. Pyrus said. Thank you. Blaze nodded his head and thanked. Even though he was bought as a slave, Pyrus took good care of him in the last few months. What do you plan on doing after destroying Red Scarf Pirates? Pyrus asked, inhaling the cigar. I intend on joining the Marines. I have seen and experienced a lot of cruel things the pirates and wealthy merchants had done in these few months. If I want to eradicate them all and bring justice to innocent people, joining Marines is the only way. Then you will become a world government's lapdog? In this world, no one is qualified enough to command me.
I am joining Marines, not the world government," Blaze firmly replied. Even before crossing over to this world, he hated the world government, now even more so. When he transmigrated, he just wants to become strong enough to fight some strong people. His goal is still the same, to become the strongest man in the world, but a new thought sprouted in his heart. Why not change the world along the way? If his action can change the life of a few innocent people, he's happy with that. Pity. If all the pirates are like Luffy's crew, then it won't be a problem, but the reality is different. Hearing his answer, Fyrus sighed, thinking of all the achievements Blaze had done from the day he met, from a weak kid to how he earned the title King of Street Fight. Now, no one in the little cage island mess with Blaze, as his reputation even exceeds the latter. Even a pirate with a bounty of 20 million belly fell under Blaze's hand. Fyrus couldn't help but wonder how strong he will become in the future. Where he will stand in this cruel world. For the first time, he began to anticipate someone's future. In the evening, Blaze boarded a small-scale ship that is used to transport goods and left Little Cage Island. Chapter 6: Blow Dart. Coca Island. Boss, how many days do we have to be stranded in this godforsaken place? I feel bored. A red scarf pirate with spiky hair complained to his captain Dird. Barb irritatedly replied. We wouldn't be in this situation if not for you guys sinking the marine ship in the first place. Hee hee, Barb, we didn't think the cannons we bought would have such explosive firepower. Yeah. The entire marine ship was destroyed in 2 cannonballs. Shut up! Dird shouted, silencing the noisy bunch. Do you bunch think it's some kind of joke? The one pursuing us is a captain from Marine headquarters who's well-trained, skilled, and powerful. He isn't your ordinary Marine captain that we encounter in West Blue. If he catches us, then it's over for us. We will be shipped straight to the Impel Down with no hope of escaping. The 30-some pirates silently listened with gulping actions. They knew they are in trouble for this time. If even their captain with a bounty of 28 million is afraid of a Marine, then what are they? The good thing is, he's from headquarters, he won't stay in North Blue for a long time. He will soon leave, then we can sail the sea as usual. Dird said. He's been sailing the sea for nearly 20 years, he knew things that ordinary pirates aren't privy to. He even sailed the Grand Line when he was younger, so he knows how strong the Marine and real pirates are. It's also the reason he decided to stay in North Blue, plundering the town, destroying weaker pirates, and such. On the other side of the shore, Blaze reached Kaka Island with the small lifeboat provided by the merchant ship that dropped him far away from the island. Fastening one end of the rope to a large rock, he jumped out of the lifeboat carrying a small string bag in his hand. Blaze scrutinized his surrounding, stepping foot on the island. He heard that Coca Island is a remote one with no human visiting. Apart from a few pirates who would stumble onto this island, no one comes here. Wasting no time, Blaze began to search for the Red Scarf pirates and found them on the other side of the coast. With his current strength, confronting them head-on is a foolish act, so he decided to wait and attack when they least expect. It was already evening, they will definitely get drunk before they go to sleep. After 2 hours, the Red Scarf pirates started their party and got sloshed after an hour. Baelize watched everything from the distance. He noticed 3 pirates didn't drink wine. Without a doubt, they are on the watch for today. Dird went to sleep in the pirate ship docked near the shore while the Barb and other pirates slept where they got drunk. Blaze needs to knock the 3 undrunk pirates without alerting others. Even though the pirates are wasted, a call is enough to wake and sober them up. Blaze came prepared as he knew he can't defeat 20-some pirates by himself. He then took out a small blow weapon and several needle-like darts from the bag. He dipped the darts with a powerful venom he bought in the Little Cage Island. The venom was said to be extracted from a powerful sea creature, it's capable of knocking the target in a minute. Placing one of the poison-coated darts inside the long narrow tube, Blaze aimed at a sleeping pirate and blew the other end of the tube using his entire breath. Instead of dealing with the conscious pirates, it's easy to knock out the snoring ones. With little to no noise, the dart shot and directly pierced the pirate's leg. His noiseless action failed to attract the 3 watching pirates' attention. Even so, he was extra careful in his actions so as not to alert them. Blaze repeated the steps to other pirates who were already drunk and wasted. Since the potency of the venom is too high, they can forget about opening their eyes for the next 2 days. He waited a few minutes for the poison to take effect, only then he relaxed. Aside from the 3 watching pirates, all the others were knocked out. Unknowing of the predicament, the trio rested around a fire pit, chatting. Blaze then emerged out of the dark, alarming the 3 still conscious pirates. Unsheathing a sword from his waist, a blonde pirate asked, "Who are you? How did you get here?"
"Aren't you little runt Blaze? You look different."
Another pirate who was familiar with Blaze said. Blaze didn't let them continue, he dashed forward with a dagger in his hand. His move stunned the 3 watching pirates. They all wondered.
Is he trying to attack us? Who in a sane mind would attack 30-some pirates single-handedly?
They found this notion ridiculous.
But they soon discovered the problem. None of the pirates snoring around them woke up. "Hey guys, wake up!"
The 3rd pirate panicked, seeing Blaze's cold eyes. Even before the trio could react, a figure streaked past them and blood gushed from their throat. The trio tried to stop the bleed with their hands, but it was in vain. They soon collapsed to the ground, lifeless. Their face displayed incredulous expressions in death, as if they couldn't understand why none of their mates woke up and how a cut appeared on their neck. Taking a random sword kept by a knocked pirate, Blaze walked towards poisoned Barb. This guy deserves special attention.
He won't forget the vicious kick dealt by the former when he first transmigrated.
Barb, who was dreaming and snoring loudly, doesn't know his death is approaching. Standing directly above him, Blaze drove his sword down at Barb's heart.
Ah!
Barb let out a shrill cry of pain, but no matter how much he struggled, he couldn't get up. Only then he noticed his body was impaled by a long sword. He couldn't get up because he could muster the strength from neither his hands nor legs. Even his actions were sluggish as he was poisoned. Unlike normal pirates, his body was able to restrict poison to some level. His eyes searched for the assaulter's appearance but were shocked to find a familiar face.
Barb couldn't believe his eyes. "You bast. You."
He couldn't even speak as he struggled to breathe with his heart penetrated.
Blaze's eyes were devoid of emotions. There were no anger, resentment, pity, and so on. Because he felt neither joy nor fulfillment when he stabbed Barb.
He killed Barb for 2 things, for the previous body owner and completing the system task. Barb died with his eyes wide open. Even in death, he couldn't understand why Blaze. He would have accepted if it was anyone else, but never in his dreams he thought he would die by a slave's hand that they sold. Barb's shrill cry alerted Dird, who came out of his cabin just to see his friend breathe his last under Blaze's hand.
Chapter 7: Killing Dird. "Barb!"
Dird cried with red eyes. Barb isn't the same as the unruly bunch of pirates he recruits. He is his friend from a small age. He's a man Dird can trust his life with, but now he's gone. His ice-cold eyes were filled with endless killing intent as he looked at the assaulter, but like Barb, he was shocked to see Blaze's face. "You little bastard, I should have killed you along with your parents." Jumping from the ship, Dird roared and shot towards Blaze. Nearing Blaze, he wielded his sword and waved at the latter with full power. Yanking the sword he stabbed Barb with, Blaze blocked Dird's long sword. An explosive force traveled from Dird's sword, shoving him 2 steps back. The sword he held vibrated intensely, meeting the latter's sword. "He's strong." Just a single strike, Blaze knew Dird is a tad stronger than he anticipated. He wasn't a skilled sword expert and wasn't interested in it either, but his knowledge is enough to judge Dird's sword skills. Not giving any chance for him to relax, Dird swung his sword again. His slashes were powerful, rampant, and wild. Furthermore, his physical strength has also far exceeded what Blaze expected.
Is he hiding his strength the entire time? Blaze isn't a greenhorn too.
He trained and honed his combat skills in these few months by battling countless peoples. Even so, Blaze found Dird is different from all the people he fought with before. The murderous aura emanating from Dird pressured him to the ground, limiting his strength. Dird is far more experienced and his combat techniques are refined after killing countless living beings. Furthermore, all his strikes are delivered with an intention to kill. Blaze knew he was being drawn into his opponent's pace. He has to do something. With 3 backflips, he created some distance between him and Dird. Unrelentless, Dird slashed his sword, bridging the gap between them at breakneck speed. Blaze was forced to block the attacks with his sword while looking for an opportunity to strike back. Suddenly, with a powerful thrust, he lunged at Dird and punched the sharp edge of the sword with his entire strength. Boom! Dird blocked the attack by skillfully deflecting it with his sword. At the same time, Blaze threw a punch at the latter. Bird blocked it by raising his left arm. The ground below him cracked and the impact swirled the wind around them, showing how powerful Blaze's punch was. Dird was horrified. He couldn't believe his eyes. How can he be so powerful? It's only been 4 months, he can already fight me evenly? Blaze's strength only intensified his killing intent, and a thought came to his mind. I have to kill him, otherwise my heart won't be at peace. Clang, clang, clang. Dird and Blaze exchanged few blows, while Dird left 2 sword wounds in his body. Just as they continued their fight, Blaze sneakily drew a throwing knife stashed in his back, prepared specifically for Dird. Using the chance Blaze was distracted, Dird knocked the sword from his hand with a fast swing. Blaze didn't panic about losing a weapon. He quickly evaded Dird's sword strike by whirling left. At the same time, using the whirling body movement, he hurled the throwing knife from Dird's blind spot. Since Dird didn't see the knife, he couldn't evade it from piercing his spleen. The knife injury didn't even make him flinch. This kind of small wound is nothing to him. But what he didn't know is, Blaze already coated the knife with poison. This kind of underhand method may seem despicable, but in this cruel world, remaining alive is important. For that, a man can do whatever it takes. Ting! Pulling the knife out, Dird flung it away casually. Do you think this type of small knife wound will affect me? No. Blaze said. Hearing his answer, Dird's expression changed. You poisoned the knife? Shameless. I didn't expect you to be a sly one. He. To deal with a wicked and rotten person such as you, any kind of means is a noble one. Blaze commented with a smile. He didn't wait for the poison to take effect and launched an attack. Few minutes passed, but Dird still fought with his full strength. Obviously, the poison hasn't affected his entire body yet. From this one can imagine his immense physical strength and vigor. As minutes passed by, Dird began to exhibit signs of influence done by the poison. His speed reduced, his sword swing slowed down. Using the opportunity, Blaze sliced Dird's stomach with his dagger and forced him to take a few steps back. Spitting blood in his mouth, Dird took the initiative to attack Blaze again. What a monstrous physique! If even such a low-level pirate with a bounty of 28 million is this troublesome, what about the pirates with billion bounties? Eventually, Dird lost his strength, and the sword he clutched in his hands loosened. Blaze didn't expect him to possess such endurance and willpower. Even after reaching such a weak state, he didn't fall but still persisted. It's really commendable. It's not limited to him, most in the One Piece world possess such will. Lifting his sword high in the sky, he directly chopped Dird's head off his neck and kicked his flaccid headless body to the ground. As soon as he killed Dird, a heaviness in his mind faded. Blaze let out a sigh, looking at the star-filled sky. As I promised, I avenged your parents' death. Even so, he felt a little uncomfortable killing Barb and Dird, as this is his first time taking a life. Taking a deep breath, he firmed his heart. He recalled the things Dird and Barb did during the 6 months the previous owner stayed in their ship. Thinking through it, the uncomfortable feeling disappeared. Killing them is me being merciful. At that moment, a notification sounded in his heart. With a thought, the system interface appeared before him. Trial task: Revenge is a dish best served cold. Description: Defeat Red Scarf pirates and kill Dird and Barb. Time limit: 20 days. Reward: 1 free attribute point. Stars: completed. Accept the reward, yes/no. Blaze was excited as he screamed in his mind. Yes, yes, yes. As soon as he thought yes, there was a change in the interface. Name: Blaze Hunt. Constitution: 4.8, Strength: 4.8, Speed: 4.7. Devil Fruit: none. Hockey: none.
Items in storage, sun fruit. Tasks, currently none. Free attribute point, 1. Tapping his chin, Blaze pondered how to use the free attribute point. Let's first improve the constitution to 5. With a thought, his constitution rose by 0.2 while his free attribute point reduced to 0.8. It was just an increase in 0.2, but he felt his entire physique is undergoing a massive transformation. Blaze knew it's due to him passing the 5-bar limit. Clenching his fist, Blaze felt a raw power in his hands. He once again checked the interface, and as he expected, there was a change in his constitution attribute. Constitution, 5.0, Strength, 5.1, Speed, 5.0. What excited him is, now he can eat his devil fruit. Chapter 8, Extent of the Devil Fruit Ability. Blaze thought, and a devil fruit appeared in his hands. It had a golden stem and appearance similar to dragon fruit. It was dark orange with crimson ornate swirls covering the entire fruit. Up close, it seemed like the entire fruit was burning. Just holding it in the palm, Blaze felt the fiery power held inside it. For better or worse, he's going to eat it. The ability of the fruit decides how strong he will become in the future. Opening his mouth, he took a large bite and swallowed it whole, trying his best to ignore the taste. But he still felt the unpalatable flavor on his tongue. It truly tastes like shit. Fortunately, he didn't have to eat the entire fruit. The remaining part of the fruit magically disappeared and entered his body. In the next second, his whole body turned red as if it is boiling. White steam emanated from his skin under extreme heat, while everything within a 1-meter distance started to melt. Oh shit! How do I stop this thing? A blinding golden light emitted from his body, and Blaze felt the temperature of his body keep on raising, showing no sign of stopping. Stop, stop, stop. After a minute of battle with himself, Blaze controlled the temperature in his body. I better learn to control this power fast so as not burn others to crisp. After experimenting with his devil fruit abilities for another hour, he got a general idea of his powers. Even though he ate Sunday through Sunday fruit, his body isn't strong enough to bring out the fruit's full potential. With his present strength, he can only control and manipulate extreme heat. Now, his abilities are similar to Don Achino's hot fruit, or Charlotte Oven's heat fruit. He can perform heat-based attacks at varying temperatures. Furthermore, he's immune to all types of heat including flames, lava, and so on. As he's the sun himself. Even though he couldn't draw out the full power of the devil fruit, he was extremely happy with his current progress. He has an idea of how he should develop his fruit abilities in the future. The sun fruit isn't as simple as manipulating heat and fire. It's the source of everything. For example, solar energy manipulation, solar explosion, gravity manipulation, and so on. He once again checked the interface. Name, Blaze Hunt. Constitution, 5.0, Strength, 5.1, Speed, 5.0. Devil Fruit Potential, 4.5. Hockey, none. Items in storage, none. Free attribute point, 0.8. Tasks, currently none. An extra attribute related to his devil fruit appeared in the interface panel. Unlike developing himself, with the system, he would have an easier time grasping all the fruit abilities. Blaze then put all his remaining free attribute points into his sun fruit, raising it to 5.3. After breaking past the 5-bar limit, he felt obvious changes in his body. His control over the devil fruit increased, so was his ability to manipulate the heat. After a night of experimentation, he can command the heat in his body without any difficulty. Unknowingly, night passed and sun rose from the faraway horizon. It's then the shocking thing happened. When the sun rays descended on his body, he felt the change. Something inside his body absorbed the warm energy from the sun, dumbfounding him. The energy from the sun harmonized with his Senju bloodline, enhancing his constitution and devil fruit powers every second. It wasn't obvious to human eyes, but he could feel it. He didn't foresee such an incredible development. Only then he realized, his devil fruit is an overpowered one. Blaze was overjoyed. With his newfound ability he can improve his strength faster. Just as he plans on experimenting some more,
he spotted a Marine battleship in the distance sailing towards Coca Island.
The battleship anchored few kilometers away and 100 some Marines approached the island in lifeboat.
Leading the Marines is a muscular, broad-chested man decked in a captain coat.
Blaze recognized the Marine, Maynard the pursuer.
He was introduced in Dressrosa Arc as Vice Admiral, but now he was just a captain. Even so, he wasn't one to be trifled with, as he's from headquarters. Since the current timeline is only 1509, Maynard looked young and fierce with a cigarette in his mouth.
Just a look, Blaze knows he isn't the latter's opponent.
The Marines behind Maynard looked at one another in confusion. Aside from the dead ones, the other pirates were still sleeping without any care in the world. This is the first time they encountered such a weird situation. Why are they still sleeping? They aren't even putting us, the Marines, in their eyes. Fool! I think they are knocked by something. Otherwise, no sane pirate will sleep before Captain Maynard. The Marines discussed among themselves. Meanwhile, Maynard glanced at his surroundings and spotted Durd's chopped head and lifeless Barb with his heart pierced. He didn't expect to find them dead. He also noticed Blaze, and a notion formed in his head.
Did he do it? What's your name, kid? Maynard asked while Blaze stated his name. Blaze, a good name. Did you do this?
Yes. Even though Blaze admitted it, Maynard and other Marines found it hard to believe.
An unknown kid around 14-15 taking out 2 wanted men who had nearly 50 million bounties combined? It's unheard of.
I can't believe he killed Durd with that skinny arm of his. A Marine commented.
Right.
I think he's trying to earn the bounty amount by claiming their death.
Why did you do it? Maynard asked. He didn't bother to ask the question, how did you do it? Because it doesn't matter to him. What matters is why.
They killed my parents, forced me to work in their pirate ship for a few months, and sold me as a slave, Blaze stated his reason.
Since he plans on joining the Marines, he didn't hide anything.
Even if he did, the Marines will find the truth sooner or later with their intelligence network. Maynard nodded his head in understanding. He didn't ask any other question.
This type of thing is pretty common to him.
In fact, half of the Marines in the world were hurt by pirates one way or another.
Maynard then ordered the lower-ranking Marines to clear the area and apprehend the knocked pirates.
In a few minutes, the Marines transferred the snoring pirates to the battleship and destroyed the Red Scraff pirate ship by burning the entire ship along with the Durd, Barb, and 3 dead pirate corpses.
Are you interested in joining the Marines?
Maynard, who took care of the things on his end, came to Blaze and asked.
Yes. Blaze agreed. Good. Come with us. Maynard considered how the battle went, and that's what intrigued him. Blaze's strength and wits piqued his interest. Chapter 9, Marine Ford.
After Blaze and other Marines boarded the battleship, it cruised towards the nearest North Blue Marine base to hand over the captured pirates.
Since this Marine ship is from headquarters and commanded by Maynard, they don't need to arrange everything by themselves. On the deck,
a Marine challenged Blaze. They want to verify whether he killed the pirates by himself or someone else did it. Since this batch of Marines is from headquarters, they are naturally stronger than ordinary Marines. Even though they won't be able to defeat characters like Durd by themselves, they are more than capable of taking him down using their numbers and coordination. Furthermore, their conviction and determination are also far stronger.
What kind of pirates they hadn't seen in Grand Line? Blaze didn't reject their challenge. With both his attributes crossing 5, he isn't an ordinary human anymore.
There were many ensigns in the Marine ship, but none of them could defeat Blaze.
Blaze also didn't have it easy either. He was only able to defeat them by draining their stamina. If not for his Senju constitution, he would have been easily overwhelmed by them. Let me fight him.
A lieutenant-ranked Marine came forward while the other Marines cheered for him.
Meanwhile, Maynard and another Marine officer watched the bout from the helm of the ship. Captain, that kid is good. He has excellent strength, stamina, and decent fighting skills. If guided properly, he will become a wonderful Marine. MN.
I forwarded his profile to the Marine headquarters.
They will decide what to do. Maynard agreed.
Leaving him in the four seas is a waste of his talent.
Nowadays pirates are becoming more rampant in the Grand Line. It's really a great age of pirates. Higher-ups are also finding it hard to cope with the surging number of pirates. The number of Marines is limited after all. Maynard spoke, smoking his cigar. Next day, Blaze, headquarters decided to enlist you as a seaman recruit. And you will be directly entering a training camp organized by the headquarters, Maynard announced. What?
Blaze was surprised a little. He thought it would take time and he needs to gather huge merits before enrolling in training camp, but he didn't expect that he will be directly given the opportunity. Our ship is sailing towards the headquarters, so you will be accompanying us till we reach there. I didn't expect you to be so lucky. Saying this, Maynard left. Blaze was so excited that he couldn't sit still. Who wouldn't be? In the current timeline, Black Arm Zephyr is the Marine instructor and in charge of training the Marine recruits. If he trains under him, his strength will progress fast and he will also have a good backing in Marine. Just as he was fired up, he heard a notification in his mind. Please wait, support system is being updated. A row of information appeared in the interface. What triggered the update? Blaze wondered. It didn't take long for the support system to finish updating. As soon as the system was updated, a new interface with a slight change appeared. Name, Blaze Hunt. Occupation, Marine. Constitution, 5.0, Strength, 5.1, Speed, 5.0. Devil Fruit Potential, 5.3. Hockey, none. Items in storage, none. Free attribute point, 0. Tasks, currently none. Ding, occupation determined. Since the host chooses to be a Marine, all your tasks in the future will be related to the profession of Marines. Generating task. Task 1, do 3,000 push-ups daily for a week. Time, 7 days. Reward, 0.1 Constitution plus 0.1 Devil Fruit Potential. Task 2, do 3,000 squats daily for a week. Time, 7 days. Reward, 0.1 Constitution plus 0.1 Devil Fruit Potential. After seeing the interface, Blaze understood the support system is linked to the profession he chose. If he had chosen to become a pirate, the tasks will be related to that. Without wasting any time, Blaze began his push-up. It won't be easy as 3,000 is quite a large number even to him. And, it's the easiest way for him to increase his strength. It would take a few days for them to reach the Marine headquarters and he doesn't plan on wasting his time by sitting still. Apart from training his body, Blaze also trained his mind through meditation. The development of Devil Fruit abilities is directly linked to his mind and imagination. A week passed by. The Marine ship finally reached the Marine headquarters, Marineford. In Blaze's eyes, it's a legendary location where the world's strongest man fell, but now, before him it was still intact without any damage. When he was on Earth, he often dreams about Marineford and what it's like to be in the center of the location. Just hearing the name War of the Best always excites him to the core. Clenching his fist, Blaze roared in his mind, One Piece world is the best. From the ship, he noticed countless Marines in white uniforms rushing here and there. What to say? Blaze felt this place is alive with full of energy. Even the air surrounding this place is fresh and full of spirit. Just looking at Marineford, a strange feeling of justice arose in his heart. I will change the fact of Marine being a world government's lapdog and let Marine become the strongest power in the world. Ha, Blaze, are you shocked to see the Marine headquarters? Maynard noticed his excited expression and asked. Ha ha. You should be. We are the greatest power in the world, safeguarding ordinary people and bringing justice to all who commit atrocities in the name of pirates. As a Marine, you should feel excited, firm, and responsible, bearing the word justice behind our backs. Patting his shoulder, Maynard said. Let's go. Just as he got off the Marine ship, he saw Monkey D. Garp, a legendary One Piece character. Even though he likes him very much, the fact he let Ace die made Blaze hate him a little. But now, the old man had the carefree expression just as he had before the war, while a part of his hair is still black. The Garp of now is relishing the prime of his life. A man who can fight on pair with Pirate King Gold Roger. Seeing Garp so close, Blaze couldn't control his emotion and unknowingly a strong fighting intent rose from him, startling Maynard and other Marines in the vicinity. As the target of the fighting spirit, Garp naturally knew it was aimed at him. In fact, he was shocked when he noticed it's coming from a young boy. The fighting intent disappeared as fast as it appeared. It was an unconscious act from Blaze. If it was on Earth, no one could sense his intentions and understand what he was thinking, but here it's different. In the One Piece world, a person with little strength can easily perceive other parties' intentions with their extreme sense and haki. Grinning, Garp made his way towards Blaze. Gripping his fist, Blaze faced Garp's towering figure that stood before him. Strangely, he wasn't the least bit nervous. Chapter 10: Fighting Garp. "Boy, you want to fight me?" Garp asked, biting a rice cracker in his hand. Seemingly amused by his young face. "Yes." Blaze nodded his head while looking at Garp with reverence. It's a form of respect that one shows when meeting a person stronger than oneself and they admire. "Wahaha. You are pretty courageous for a little brat." Garp laughed and punched Blaze straight in his face without any notice. Blaze flew back a few meters before crashing onto the ground. Strangely, he didn't feel any pain from his broken nose, but an indiscernible feeling surged from his heart. "I have to strike back. I need to strike back." Jumping back to his feet, Blaze's entire body emanated scorching vapor. The fumes forced the surrounding Marines to take a few steps back. A hot breath enveloped everything within a 1-meter radius. Blaze calls this heat sense. In this 1-meter domain, he can perceive everything using the heat wave radiating from his body. As for Maynard and other Marines who Blaze traveled with, they watched the commotion with interest. They didn't expect the kid they brought would straight away pick a fight with hero of the Marine Garp. Moreover, they are also oblivious to the fact that he's a devil fruit user. A heat-type devil fruit power. This kid hit it well, Maynard thought. Wasting no time, Blaze rushed towards Garp and threw a punch while his heat sense observed all his opponent's move. With this ability, he can even predict the opponent's next move based on the slightest muscle tension in their body. His senses perceived Garp putting his strength on his left, predicting his body is possibly leaning towards his left. In midair, Blaze's fist changed direction. "What?" Garp was taken aback a little. "Haki?" No, at the last second, his body stopped moving and evaded the strike. Since Blaze's fist changed direction, he couldn't strike Garp, who remained still where he was. But in onlookers' eyes, Blaze became someone who couldn't even punch straight. Because if he had, he could have hit Garp, who remains unmoved. But only Garp knows what happened in that split second. Garp, who evaded the strike, observed Blaze close. He long guessed the kid before he ate devil fruit with heat abilities. What made him curious is, how did the kid predict his movements with no prior knowledge to haki? Blaze knew it's not time to hold back his strength. He stopped restraining his devil fruit power and let his strength explode. Both his hands heated to extreme temperature and turned scorching red. The intense heat even melted the stone tiles beneath his feet. With that, he once again clashed with Garp. What astonished him is, as before, Garp effortlessly blocked his burning hands without any difficulty. What kind of physique is this? Even my blazing fist failed to char his skin. As he expected, you can't gauge the characters of One Piece with common sense. As his fist missed the target, Blaze used a sweeping kick. Like his hands, his feet also heated to an intense degree and glowed in fiery red. It was also blocked by Garp. His eyes can perceive Garp's movement, but his body couldn't cope with the extreme speed. "I need to be faster." Blazing his legs and pushing his speed to the limit, Blaze fought with much ferocity. He was like a wild animal that wants to catch its prey, exerting every ounce of his strength. Even so, he couldn't even touch the hem of Garp's cloth. A minute passed, but the situation didn't change. From start to finish, Garp didn't strike back, allowing the wild Blaze to attack however he wants. In the mid-battle, he even found time to eat his rice crackers. By the time, all the Marines in the surrounding came over and formed a circle watching the battle in interest.
Who is this kid? Why is he trying to fight Garp-san? He's a heat-type devil user. Why I haven't heard of him before? Is he new here? Blaze became famous the first day he came to Marineford.
All the Marines were curious about his identity and his devil fruit, as they know all the devil fruit users would raise in rank very easily.
Unlike the spectators, Garp noticed the difference.
The temperature around Blaze keeps on increasing, and with his haki, he sensed it's damaging the latter's body. If this continued, it would heavily injure him.
Of course, Blaze didn't notice any of this.
The only thought running in his mind is, he wants to strike Garp, at least once, or force him to reveal a part of his strength.
Unfortunately, he overestimated his strength. Deciding it's time to end the fight, Garp's image flickered. His figure disappeared, then appeared behind Blaze.
With a chop, he knocked him unconscious so that the kid can stop hurting himself further.
This brat.
Garp laughed a little and looked at unconscious Blaze with narrowed eyes.
Take this kid to the infirmary. Notify me after he wakes up.
Tossing a few rice crackers into his mouth, Garp left the area mumbling to himself.
Interesting. Blaze aroused his interest. He liked his personality and the spark he saw in the latter's eyes. He won't mistake it, the kid has the heart of the strong. Besides, he noticed Blaze's mind is pure. Maynard grabbed Blaze's unconscious body and moved towards the infirmary. He didn't expect Blaze to pick a fight as soon as he landed on the Marineford. You are pretty bold, kid. Maynard mumbled. Admiral Sengoku's office. Garp recounted what happened in the square to Sengoku while cackling aloud.
It's been years since I met such a fine brat.
He will be a fine Marine in the future. Hearing his statement, Sengoku asked, devil fruit power related to heat?
A year ago, I heard one of Big Mom's sons named Charlotte Oven ate a devil fruit which is confirmed as heat fruit. So that youth couldn't have eaten the same devil fruit.
Is it related to temperature fruit?
I don't know, we can ask him once he wakes up. Garp said and carefully asked, why don't you leave that kid to me?
I will make him a wonderful Marine. No way. Sengoku rejected outrightly by slamming his hands on the table. Who knows what kind of justice you will teach him? Kuzan is a good example. You don't understand Sengoku.
I saw it in his eyes, his desire for strength. He isn't the type of person who will listen to others' orders.
You have to handle him nicely. Garp said. Like how I handle you. Sengoku rebuked. Wahaha. Yes, that's right. I need to read his report before deciding how I should manage him. Sengoku waved his hand and pressed a bell on his table.
At that moment, a Marine officer came in and handed him a report of Blaze. As soon as he was enlisted as a seaman recruit, the Marine headquarters gathered all his information. Reading the report sent to him, Sengoku determined to make Blaze a strong Marine. I am handing him to Zephyr, you stay out of his training, Sengoku said and tossed the report to Garp. That wraps up this part of What If Transmigrated into One Piece and became a Marine.
Thanks so much for listening.
As always, new parts drop every 4 days, so be sure to stay tuned. Also check out my Patreon channel for early releases of all the series, where you can find all the series released one day ahead of YouTube. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and please consider supporting the original author as well.
See you in the next one.